right. Go to OBS. People already rolling. All right. And I guess I'm about ready to start recording. Are y'all good?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right. Everything's online.
All right. Perfect. I'm going to start recording now.
You guys see me throwing a dice around?
Sorry, I just started recording right before you did that. Okay, well, we're still recording, so hello, gaming friends. Welcome to this first episode of The Table, a Let's Game Already virtual tabletop show. Tonight, we begin session 0 of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure by Wizards of the Coast, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Tools used for this session include Foundry VTT, D&D Beyond through use of Mr. Primate's D&D Beyond Importer, and finally a shout out to Michael Gelfi Studios for the music and sound effects. So before we get started, I just wanted to give a little background of how this all started. So Dustin and I both used to be part of a podcast, an Xbox podcast called Xbox Uncut. How long did that go for, Dustin?
Almost 5 years.
5 years.
Well, say.
Maybe longer. Oh wait, no, we started in 2013, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look. Yeah.
It says like 7 or 8 years, I think. Got a little burnt. Yeah, got a little burnt out on it. We had a lot of episodes. And then kind of got the itch to just start doing something fun again. And Dustin's brother started a Project Zomboid server, which I believe all of y'all got started with this from as well, right?
Yep.
And got pretty popular, so we said, well, let's use this community, bring back some kind of podcast, but we don't want to just talk Xbox. We want to talk about everything, maybe even tabletop gaming. And then got a session together of people in the Discord, and did like a little private session of an adventure for about 3 sessions, and had a really good time. And decided we wanted to do a long campaign, so that's how this began. So first off, my name's Vern. I don't know if everyone else wants to just share their names or just say hi. So we got Dustin over here, right?
Yep, I'm Dustin. Hello.
All right, and next we got. Do y'all want to share your names or just go by your usernames?
I'll go by my name.
All right. Okay, Riley. Say hi, Riley.
Hi.
And then we got James over here. And and then finally, oh gosh, it's Chris, right?
Yes.
I'm right. Hell yeah!
It's cousin it.
Names.
It's cousin it.
Cousin
We
it.
only played like 3 sessions. God.
Well, you get used to like usernames, character names, real names.
True.
Starts to get a little confusing,
There's a lot of personas online.
So, this is going to be a session 0. So mainly talking about, expectations, rules, character creation, etiquette, things like that. So I guess the first thing I'd like to talk about is just 3 basic rules. Number 1, have fun. We're all going to have lots of fun.
You will have fun.
You will have fun, yes.
Or I will make you have fun.
You have no choice.
Rule number 2, role play a little. Do what your character would do. Try not to metagame, meaning, don't take information that maybe that your character doesn't know and have that affect the decisions your character can make. I mean, you can't do that all the time, obviously, but try to limit it as much as possible. And then number 3 is just etiquette. We all got along pretty well in the time we played, but just for everyone to be courteous to each other. A big one for me is not to play other people's characters. Don't tell someone else what they should be doing. I mean, suggestions can be fine in the right situations, obviously. Like if you want to use a free action to, say something to someone else in combat, I get that. But just use your best judgment, be nice, all that good stuff.
We were talking about conversations in combat. And I feel like, hey, 2 to 3 word sentences are fine.
Well, yeah, because each round is 6
hey,
seconds.
You don't want to go further than that. It's like, hey, you should be doing blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, you wouldn't have time to say that.
No, you have 6 seconds in a round, and that's for everyone to go in that one round. Everything's kind of happening all at once. So whatever you say would have to be done in a few seconds.
Yeah. So I
And-
feel like keeping people limited to a couple words, and
Yeah,
if you need to yell at somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't have a timer or anything, and if that becomes a problem, maybe we can include one later. But I'd rather not do that.
Yeah.
So that's the basic rules. As far as expectations for this particular campaign, it is set in Icewind Dale, which is a very dark and gloomy and unforgiving place. It's really cold. My ideas for like gold and resources to actually mean something. I'm not going to go too crazy with the resources like food and water, but travel is not supposed to be easy. It's a lot easier early on because you'll be staying on the pathways. But once you start adventuring outside of those known trails, that's when all the wilderness stuff starts happening. You're going to have lots of encounters from enemies. You're going to have blizzards, avalanches, slippery ice. You may even get lost, possibly separated because of the harsh conditions. So you're going to have to think outside the box, even when traveling, which I think could be a lot of fun. If it stops being fun, we'll adjust. Like I said, number one, have fun. Another thing I'd like to say, the adventure will include depictions of human sacrifices, cannibalism, even inbreeding, and God knows what else. So for all of you, if you have any kind of particular things that might upset you, let me know. You don't have to let me know right now. You can just shoot me a message, and I'll try to adjust the adventure accordingly.
Except for the inbreeding. That's something we double down on.
Yeah,
No, that's mandatory.
Tons of mandatory inbreeding. Everyone has to make an
Home
inbred character. But yes, there is definitely inbreeding. So yeah, I mean, I kind of think that's enough to sort of get started. Because I mean, we've played enough together to know how things are going to roll. So I think it should be pretty smooth. So what I wanted to talk about before we start talking about the character creation and secrets is if we want to roll for stats or if we want to do, say, like a point buy. So what I'd like to do just really quickly is just kind of go down the line and find out what would be best for each one of the players, what you like, and then whatever wins, and that's what we'll go ahead and do for character creation. So Dustin, what would you like most to do? Either roll for stats or point buy?
I'll say I prefer point buy, but that's
Okay.
just because of what I'm used to.
Okay.
Like it's not.
But
There's
that's
no
what,
like great reason for it other than that's what I'm used to.
but that's what you prefer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Riley?
I think last time we did point buy, so I'm down for rolling. I'll vote for rolling.
Okay. All right. And James?
Yeah, I want to roll. I want to mix it up.
Okay. And Chris?
I know it's not as fair, but rolling just sounds kind of fun.
All right. All right. Well, I do have an idea for rolling. I saw this one online from, I can't think of it. It was Nerd Immersion. Is that his name?
Ford or something like that.
Yeah.
Common
I
YouTuber.
Yeah.
Common D&D YouTuber.
Pretty popular D&T YouTuber. And he mentioned one called the tic-tac. Yeah, the tic-tac-toe method, but there were two tic-tac-toe methods, and the second one I kind of like better, but I kind of played around with it a little to what I think is going to make it a little more fair. So what I'm going to do is in Foundry go over to, let's see, pull that open first.
Yeah, the second one is definitely better than the first.
Y'all should see, can y'all all see that?
In a moment we will.
Loading. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep. Let's see.
Okay. So this was just a test roll I did, but anyway, let me go ahead and delete
we
these
see a
tiles.
Grid.
I see numbers.
I don't see numbers. I just see the grid.
Huh. Everyone should see it. It is. Do y'all see this number if I put it here, the one there?
I see it, yeah.
Who doesn't see the one? Everyone sees the one. Okay, perfect.
I don't see anything.
That's weird. I wonder what's going on with you, Dustin. Oh, wait, you're not logged in, Dustin.
I just logged out to log back in to see if that will fix
okay.
it.
can't see anything. Are you in here? No.
I left long ago. Once y'all said rolls, I was like, screw this game.
But everyone else could see the number when I threw it in there, right? And you can see the little purple grid, right?
Yeah, I
Let's
can see it.
Will it show up? Not now.
I'm seeing you in the game now. Let me see if I can pull you to the scene.
There
Does that work?
goes. Save configuration. Okay, I see the
See
numbers
the
up
grid?
top. And the purple
Yeah,
grid.
you see. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I can just kind of cut and paste them as we make them. Okay, so my plan is for all of us, well, for us as a group, including me, we're going to roll 10 d6 and then uh, subtract, remove, drop the lowest number of those out of the 10, and those 9 numbers will fill this grid. If we get a 1, we will re-roll, all right? So that means there won't be a 1 anywhere on the grid. It'll be, lowest number would be a 2. And then what we do is like, we fill in, well, we take those numbers and you can fill in this grid, all right, with all the different numbers that we have, the 9 numbers. And then the way you get your stats is you would choose a row across of 3 numbers to equal the stat, or down, or diagonal, or one way, this way, but you would do that 6 times, choosing a different one every single time. All right, and that's how you would get your 6 numbers. All right. Now we would all, like I said, we would all share the same 9 numbers. Now you're allowed to put the numbers wherever you want, but there is going to be probably a best way to get the highest scores. Maybe one way will get you 2 really good scores. Maybe another way will get you 1 really great score, and then some maybe not so good ones. But that's the basic idea how it's going to work. So I guess I can just go ahead and start the roll. So let's see, the best way to, well, we can just follow the numbers in the chat on the right side. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll a d6. It's a 3. All right. So now,
Starting off
Dustin,
strong.
go ahead and roll a d6.
We didn't see your D6, by the way.
Oh, darn it. That's right. I have it on private.
Gotta re-roll it. We didn't see
Okay.
it.
No, you're right. You're right. I got to re-roll it. You didn't see it.
Yes.
Hey, it's a 4 now. All right. All right. So now, Dustin. Ooh,
5.
5. All right. Now, Riley. 3. It's not bad. It's not bad. We didn't get a 2 yet. 2's the bad one. Okay. James. Ooh,
Yeah!
6. Nice.
Hey.
All right. And now, Chris.
Big money, big money, big money.
Oops. Roll.
He's gonna roll a D20. Yeah.
Hey.
All right. So that's pretty good for the first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Just roll a d20.
Yeah. I know. I've seen that one where you just roll like what is it? They say 6 d20s and that's
Oh,
it.
gee, yeah.
Then you like a
Hey.
20 and a 1. All right.
Oh, man.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and roll mine now. So got a 3. Dustin. Okay. So you got a 1. So you'll now roll again.
Okay, that's actually good.
Yeah. Watch it be a 2. Don't be a 2. Okay,
4.
decent.
Nice.
Okay.
Man, we're going to be overpowered is what's going to happen. All right. Riley. Roll again.
Ooh, we're getting dangerous here. Oh.
Oh gosh. Maybe this is a bad idea. All right.
Here we go. Let me level it out for us.
All right. Okay.
3.
Okay. That's not okay. Surprised we didn't get a 2 yet. All right. And finally, Chris. 1. Go ahead and roll again.
Hey.
All right. So the lowest number was a 3. So that means we're gonna have 1
I got 2
6.
5s.
Yeah. So how many 6s we have? Just 1 6, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then we have how many 5s? 1, 2, 3.
4.
We got 1,
4.
2, 3, 4. Oh gosh, man, y'all are gonna be really
Hell
powerful.
yeah.
That's gonna be very powerful. All right.
I hear this is hard anyway, so
Yeah, exactly. That's why I figured this might be a good idea. All right. And how many fours do we have? We have 2 4s, right?
Yeah.
All
Looks
right.
like
Let me go ahead and put our fours. Oh, no, I wanted to cut and paste it.
and 2 3s, right?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. No, 3
So,
3s.
let me move these over just so. We had 2 4s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then yeah.
But just 1 3 because we're getting rid of the bottom 3, right?
It should be 9 total. We did it 10 times, right?
two-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me double check.
Yeah, we put 2 3s in.
yeah, it'd be
Threes
two
Because
in.
we
more
get rid of
threes.
the one of the threes.
Exactly. Exactly. All
Oh,
right.
we're only taking 1 away. That's right. Because we rolled 10
Exactly.
times.
All right. So let me move these over. That's our pool. All right.
You
So
guys are welcome. I rolled only 6.
no, this will be a pretty good set of stats. This will be a really good set of stats.
Those
Um,
fives are mine.
yeah.
All right, yeah,
So,
thanks.
who would like to go first?
Ooh.
How about I'll have you go first, James, since
Oh
you
shit.
you kind of know how this works a little better, and it'd probably be a good way to have
Can
you
I
go
move
first.
these or?
You can't, but you can tell me where you want them to go, and we can move them around a little once they're in place too.
Let me
So
throw
I have the 6 here. So where do you want that?
Let me throw the 6 right in the middle.
Okay.
Mm.
And then the
And then I'll take
5s.
a 5 top right corner
Mhm.
and bottom left corner.
All right.
I'll just do all 4 corners pretty much with the 5s.
All right. Now the 4s.
I'm trying to see. That's 11. That's 16. I'll have 2 16s with this score. Let's throw the 4s in the right and bottom,
Okay.
and then the 3s in the top and left.
All right. So your highest score will be, well, do your first score of the 6, which will be 16, right?
Yep.
All right. And then your next one will be
I think also
also a 16, correct?
yeah.
All right. And then your next highest after that, you'd probably want to look, I think it's going to be the
14 and
yeah, you have
14.
2 14s, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So I have 2 16s, 2 14s,
Right.
then what? 13.
Uh-huh.
We'll do 13
And then your last one.
and a 13 pretty much.
Oh man, that's a pretty good array there. That's
Yeah, I can
really
cross
good.
class into anything pretty much if I wanted
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, y'all won't have a dump stat or anything like that. So let
Dang.
me just see real quick what that adds up to total, just out of curiosity, because the standard array is what, like 72, I think?
I have no idea. Yeah,
Oh,
but
this
this
is
is definitely a
definitely
lot
more than
higher. This is a
This
lot
is
higher.
86. Yeah.
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 So y'all are in good shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss those into chat so y'all can see what the scores are. I'm gonna assume that are all of y'all gonna take those same scores, because that I think he min
Yeah, I think
maxed
that's
this
pretty
arrangement
optimal.
pretty much. I think
Yeah,
he
I
min maxed.
just
Yeah, you
I
didn't mean
just
to. It was pretty. Yeah, it just worked out that way. Yeah,
yeah.
I think
Yeah, I'm okay
that's
with that.
pretty much the highest it's gonna be. You might be able to get. Let's see. Well, you could get. You got 2 16s. I'm not sure
Because
if
there's only
there's a
one 6, I think that was the
that
most
ends up
optimal.
If we had
working
to
out
do
the best.
what if we had to do the process for every player?
Oh, like roll 9 for everybody? Or
Yeah.
roll 10 dice? Oh geez.
Well, the
Yeah.
reason I wanted to do it this way is that no one,
Everybody's in the same
so
ballpark.
everyone's in the same
Yeah.
ballpark, because I don't want
I
someone to feel the easiest. If you just want to see how you would do it, you would just type what /r 10d
D10.
s-
Yeah.
10d6, and then you would put R1, meaning it'll re-roll a 1, and then K 9 to keep 9. So you would just do that, you see? And then it would go ahead and re-roll those ones automatically. And then you would open that up and you see how it drops so you have the 9 numbers.
We rolled like perfectly with like the 5 with the
Yeah,
4 5s, like
yeah,
for each
y'all.
corner. Like
Yeah, y'all did really good. Y'all did really,
I,
really good. That's kind of optimal, honestly.
I think if we would have gotten like a 2 or like, an extra 3, then I think we could have like had different scores. But
Hmm.
because of the 4 5s, I think there's literally no
Yeah.
Yeah.
other. There's no
All
other
right,
way
so I'm
to.
gonna clean up the chat so y'all just see the scores you need. And now, um, I don't know what would be best to do. Do y'all want to talk about your characters and secrets, or start building your characters first, and then we'll talk about their backgrounds and secrets? Or if someone can finish their character first, then we
Yeah, I'm
can do
just
that while the
finishing it.
others are doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, the main things, well, you know how to use your scores, you know how to use your character, make your characters and all that. Y'all are good with that. Um, but as far as starting equipment's concerned, everyone in this adventure does get warm winter clothing. And the idea is that that clothing can go over the armor, you know? I don't think anyone's going to be a flying character, so I don't think that's going to be an issue, because if you were a flying character and had the warm winter clothing on, you'd not be able to fly is the idea. It'd be too heavy. But that's
I mean, I'm not being an Alan. I'm just saying there are snow elves and
there are
have
so
budget
else, yeah.
resistance.
Now, if you do have cold resistance for some reason, because there are character types that do have that, then you wouldn't even need the cold weather
The
clothing.
extra, yeah.
Because if you don't have resistance and you don't have on the clothing, then the rules make you do like a check every hour while traveling, and if you're not high enough, and you start to have some effects that happen. But I don't think that's going to be an issue. The only reason that would happen in the game is if for some reason you fell into frozen water, like cold water or something like that, freezing water. Um, then your clothes get wet, and then you will suffer the effects of being in water until you change your clothes for a dry set. But
All right.
yeah, so we can. I'm trying to think of how we can kind of fill the time while y'all are creating your characters.
I'm good to go.
Same.
Oh, so who wants to go first then? I guess Dustin. We'll have you
Yeah.
go first. All right. So
You
while
go ahead and import my guy, and
well, I'm not gonna
we'll see.
import it right away. I just wanted to talk to you. Well, I guess yeah, we could. Do you have a picture?
No, because I didn't want to
Okay.
put anything.
Okay. So,
I
well,
like
first off,
my
I
random
mean,
name.
without
Go
talking
back.
about, I guess without talking about too much about your background, or revealing any of your secrets, would you like to say a little bit about your character?
I'm a pirate,
Uh-huh.
about 2 feet tall.
Well, you're kobold. I think they are medium
Oh,
size, right?
no, it's just 2 to 3 feet tall.
Really?
Yeah,
Did not know
yeah.
that. Let me double.
My size is small.
Let's see.
When
Oh yeah,
yeah,
between 2 and 3 feet tall. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So
and your
yeah, it's
size
not,
is small. That means you
yeah,
can move through a large
yeah,
person.
large character.
Yeah,
Well,
without any
just
issues.
for people that have played D&D, as long as it's a 2 size difference, you could just move through. So I couldn't like walk through a normal size person, but if it
Right,
was a
right.
big
So
person,
you're a
I could.
small
Or no,
size.
I'm
That's
sorry.
awesome.
They're normal, medium. I couldn't walk through, and small. I'm small, so
And you're starting as a fighter or rogue? I forgot
I'm
which you
starting as a rogue, but I'm a rogue slash fighter.
is the idea. All right. So
My
you can do a
starting
rogue.
class is rogue, though.
Why? Oh, it says fighter and rogue,
Yeah,
even though
because
you're
when you
level
go
one.
to yeah,
All right. And did you go ahead and make sure you have all your correct starting equipment and stuff like that?
yeah, I went through, and
Now, as far
D&D Beyond
as
really does like help guide you each step to building characters. So it's not.
currently, I see no equipment on you.
But maybe it got tossed out when I.
So yeah, you can choose either equipment or gold. So
Yeah, for
you
some
would then
reason it tossed it
you,
out. Let's
so you'll want to
see.
go ahead and choose your equipment and your weapons and all that stuff. I mean, we can focus on that in a little bit. The main thing is we're going to have to get the uh,
All right, I'm done. I fixed
clothing
it.
in. All right, cool. It's weird. It's still not showing up for me.
You might need a refresh. I just did it.
Let's see, refresh. I go over to race. Go over to class. So you have 2 level 1 classes right now. You can't do that. You have to only have 1 right now. So what happens is, because right now your character is level 2, we need your character to be level 1. And then when you hit level 2, that's when you can choose your next class, which means you would essentially be 2 level 1.
Okay.
You see?
Let's see.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to choose one or the other to start with.
Back to builder.
First off, in the beginning, though, at the first page where it says home, what I'm going to have you do is turn off homebrew content. All right. We're going to turn off Magic the Gathering content and turn off Eberron content. I would allow you to use the optional class features if you would like, because that would allow you to. I think with Tasha's rules, was it like +2 and +1 to any stat? Is that how that works? I think.
That's for the optional race.
Yeah, exactly.
stat.
Yeah. So that's an option if you want, or you can just stick with what the kobold already does.
I'm sticking with the kobold stuff.
Okay. Okay. So we have the multi-class requirements thing in there. That's good. Advancement type will be milestone, and then outside of that, I think that looks good. All right. And then everything else is good. So did you delete one of your?
Yeah, I just made him a rogue. Mine first level, like I said, I'm gonna do fighter / rogue. So, but
Okay.
he's starting off as a rogue.
Okay, so you're starting out as a rogue. Okay, yeah, now I see it. Correct. We have all your abilities in currently. Did you put in your correct scores?
Yeah.
You see what manual rolled. Okay, yeah, I see. Perfect. So we got, let's see. We're 2 16s, it was 2 14s, and 2 13s. Was that what it was?
It's 2 16s, 2 14s, 2 13s. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. We'll have to add in your other stuff later as far as your secret and all that.
Yeah. I know we
and
weren't
then
worried about jumping
yeah.
right into that.
And then as far as equipment, let's see. Let me go ahead and add an item and search for it. Cold weather clothing. I'm going to go ahead and add that for you, all right?
All right.
So you got that now. So you look good for now. So what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about your character's secret. So at this point, I need everyone else in the chat, but Dustin, to mute both me and Dustin.
Or let's just move over to the next room, I guess.
I guess yeah. Will that not cause any issues with the? I don't think it will, right?
We'll find out.
Yeah,
Next
let's go.
room.
All right. So Dustin and I are going to leave this room for a second.
Yeah, we're just going to go to tabletop 2.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh man, I think it messed up with the video.
Yeah, it tossed it. Next time we'll just have everybody else bounce out.
Yeah. Let's actually go back into the other one and do that. All right.
Okay. Yeah. That does not work out well.
Yeah, it doesn't work at all.
We're gonna have everybody else.
We can
do
just,
the
we
tabletop.
need everyone else to
mute
leave.
ourselves.
Is what we need, because that
We'll
we
go
need
to too. We'll leave.
yeah, everyone else go to the other table,
right.
to the other room, and that'll make things, I think, easier. Let me pop this out and
Turn my video back on.
yeah, I gotta do the same.
Turn on camera. There it goes. Yeah, sorry guys. We thought we knew what we were doing. We thought.
Okay, where do I turn on my camera? There we go. Turn on camera. Yay! Okay, let me make sure the stream looks like it should now. It's good enough. It's good enough. All right. And I think that'll make things easier. Let me switch back to the start screen just so our screen looks fancier.
But so I have 2 secrets. That
Sort of. Yeah, the reason I gave you 2 secrets and everyone else is getting 1 secret is because if you wouldn't really have a boon to your secret unless you kind of had the two. And I think the two actually work nicely with each other. So just for everyone listening or watching, every character, well, every player character will have a secret, and the idea is for them to keep the secret. Now they can share the secret whenever they want, reveal it at any time where they think it's fit, but the idea is for characters to kind of not know everything about each other and cause a little friction within the world, because Icewind Dale is supposed to be kind of like a cosmic horror type setting, you know. So, would you like to tell us your secret, Dustin?
Well, the one that I remember most clearly, because we kind of just, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. But
Well, I have it in the
well,
journals.
the first one is I'm a cannibal. I'm a pirate. To survive, I ate all the other crew members on the ship, and right now my ship is frozen in the middle of the bay.
I'll go ahead and read the
Yeah.
secret out. Okay, so and you should be able to see it on the screen here. I served aboard Dark Duchess, a pirate ship from the city of Luskin. After the vessel got stuck in the ice, everyone but the captain abandoned the vessel and fled to 10 towns. We got lost in a blizzard along the way. I was the only one who made it, and only by eating my mates. The ship and its treasure are still out there. So, like I said, the only real boon would be that you would know where the ship is and know the layout of the ship, which is good, but it's only going to happen for one portion of the entire adventure. So, what I decided to do was, for you, if you pull open your secret and then hit text on the top, it'll show you the text for the other secret. I said you also have resistance to cold because of the blessing of Auril given to you in your time of need. Auril is the 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 Frostmaiden, so she's the goddess of the area, and the goddess of cold. She's generally like hands off, doesn't really give a shit about anyone, but the idea is
This
since
2-foot kobold is
well, the idea is
grab
that
your
you went. We're going to start in Bremen, which is very far east of where, but it's the town that's farthest to the west, but it's still really far east from where your ship would have crashed. So
Yeah.
for you to get from one place to another and not freeze to death, number one, and have enough food, number two, you would first off need to have eaten your buddies, and second had probably some kind of blessing from Auril. So you will have a bit of a soft side for this goddess, which could be a problem with the rest of the group because she's not generally the. A lot of people blame her for what's going on in this adventure. So that's something you probably want to keep to yourself. Because if you told everyone, hey, praise
So,
be
like-
Auril.
I gotta like hide the fact that I'm resistant to cold though, right? Like
You
that's
know-
why I'm gonna have the clothing.
I mean, they may just think you have resistance to cold for some other reason, but what's
Yeah.
going to happen is when I do an attack on you for some, well, you can leave your clothing on, number one, to hide it if you'd like. And if I ever attack you with cold, and I say, well, takes half damage, or I tell you how much damage it takes.
Mhm.
What I could do, and this is something if you want to keep it hidden this way, I can just describe how the thing hits and not tell you. And I'll say it's this much damage, and then you just half it. You'll put half that
Yeah.
amount of damage on your own sheet. You want to just do that? That'd be a
Yeah.
way to kind of keep it hidden,
Then I can just role play it as like, oh yeah, I'm really cold. If only I had some humanoid meat. I mean,
Yeah, as far as the cannibal thing's concerned, I mean that's something you can role play whenever you'd like. If you wanna say that you like tear some meat off of one of the dead bodies and start eating it and try to hide it or whatever, that's up
Yeah.
to you. But that's something we can do that in individual
Stealth checks
messages
all day.
and stuff like that. Yeah. So as far as the pirate cannibal background, though, it says you're from a ship from the city of Luskin. I would like you to decide where you're from. Maybe you are from Luskin, and that's your background. And the reason you even ended up in 10 towns is because y'all were trying to do some piracy, and then when the everlasting winter happened, the ship got frozen inside the water essentially and got you trapped. and then you got to the closest town, which is then Bremen. So I think that's a pretty simple background. You can go ahead and flesh that out as much as you want, and we can talk about that off the stream. But I think this is a pretty good starting place. So do you feel pretty good about that for now?
Yeah, I'm happy with my character, and I like his name, and it's totally random, but it's Go Back.
Gobak, right?
Yeah, go back. Go back. Go
And
back the way you came.
And I mean, feel free to do that however you want. I think kobolds generally, when they talk, they don't always use articles. They don't always conjugate verbs correctly. They're very like caveman style, like me go do this and me go do that.
Oh,
Or
like
you can even talk about yourself and talk in third person if you want.
One of the big reasons I went with a kobold is if I'm using a bow and arrow and I have a person that's 5 foot within, as long as they're conscious, I get advantage. But if I'm in sunlight, I get disadvantage. But that's not an issue.
Not an issue here, no.
In Icewind Dale. So right now, as long as I'm like helping my teammates and they're within striking distance, yeah, I can roll with advantage, and I'm excited to roleplay that. And they get advantage if I decide to cower.
Yes, because you can only do that once a day.
Yeah, once a day, but
once a day.
I can get. What is it? Is it 10 feet or?
I think it's within 10 feet. It's anyone within 10 feet. Yeah.
And I just start screaming and rolling on the floor. Everybody else
Scared,
gets advantage. Yeah.
Because they're distracted.
Like, what the hell is wrong with that guy?
So it's kind of a tank type ability for someone who's just absolutely pathetic, who also thinks they're the best thing in the world, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
The idea is that kobolds
excited.
just love themselves and think kobolds are better than everyone because they're descendants of dragons or something, even though they're only 2 to 3 feet tall and pathetic,
Yeah.
So... But like I
They're
said,
little
as far as
creatures
you can talk just like you talk if you want, or if you want to do a stupid character voice and say, Go Back does this and Go Back blah blah blah, and talk about yourself in third person, that'd be fun too.
Yes.
Because that's how they would probably
It's all
talk.
fun ideas.
Yeah. So you can have a lot of fun with that. All right. So if you're good, why don't you switch to the other room and maybe send in the next person, whoever feels ready. All right.
Let me pull up my Discord because I put it down somewhere.
Okay.
There it goes. I didn't do pop-out video, so it was messing with me. All right. I'll send the next person in.
Yeah, go ahead. And for all you listeners, thank you for tuning in. It's going to be a really fun adventure. I really think so. We'll just hold on just for a second until the next person pops in. And it looks like we have James.
Hello.
Hello. You'll have to activate your video again.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right. So, James, do you have your character together?
Yes, my character is fully there.
All right. So I think what we need to do is still add your cold weather clothing. Do you have that added yet?
I added it, yeah.
Oh, you're able to add that yourself. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it was gear that you can add or equipment.
All right. And do you want to tell us a little bit about your character first off?
Yes, my character's name is Naklin. He is a ranger. And I plan on going to Drake Warden and I have a little Drake companion. His character was born in Icewind Dale and he's kind of just trying to figure out his way through life in Icewind Dale. He's kind of older. So he's got he's also a tabaxi, but I'm flavoring him as a snow leopardess type character. So he's got gray fur, but some of it's white because he's getting older. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
All right.
He's going to be shooting a bow and arrow, ranged character, and yeah.
And you'll be pretty useful to the group as far as travel's concerned, because the way travel works is you designate a group leader, and then that group leader can make a lot of the checks. There are some checks where you have to do a group check, meaning more people have to pass it than fail it in order to pass it, But for a lot of the checks, it's going to be you. So that'll be really useful to have you as a ranger leading the party. Now, outside of that, we did give you a secret as well. If you go to your player journal section in Foundry, do you see your... Yeah. You want to read that out for us?
Yep. The littlest Yeti. I was raised by a Yeti. Although I relied on my are ferocious guardians for food and warmth, and never quite adapted to the cold. I speak Yeti and have advantage on charisma checks made to influence Yeti or improve their attitudes.
Yeah, so it's not a super high stakes secret, but maybe it could be. Maybe there's someone in the party who doesn't trust creatures like that, and when they see you do something like that, maybe they don't trust you anymore. So that would be a reason to keep that hidden, or maybe you don't like that part of you. You know, that's something you can role
Yeah.
play. That's up to you. I don't know how you
Yeah.
feel about that and what you want to do, but as far as like what you can do with this, I guess that'll be to my discretion. I know the first thing you're probably thinking is, can I use it as a mount? Can I ride a baby Yeti?
No, that's not what I'm thinking. That'd be cool though.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah. But all right. Anything else you want to say about your character, or you feel like?
Well, I don't know if the other guys are ready. They were kind of like going around, so maybe we spend a little bit more time. Yeah. So the littlest Yeti was perfect for my character because I figured my character is a tabaxi in Icewind Dale, and I don't think tabaxi are common, especially in the Sword Coast.
Correct.
From what I've read, I don't follow D&D lore too extremely, but from what I read, they're a rare
Yes.
race.
And the ones that do exist are unfortunately often slaves.
Yes. So I figured it'd be really cool to have like an outsider character in the 10 towns, and this littlest Yeti fits perfectly. He was outside of the town most of the time.
hmm And the idea is that the reason someone goes to Icewind Dale is to get away from everything else. So if you were, say, like an escaped slave or someone who was ashamed of your heritage or whatever that is, or did something wrong in your past, the place you go is Icewind Dale because you can hide out there. So you'll often have people who are essentially like a bounty hunter go to Icewind Dale to find people that are being hunted down. Um, but yeah, so you like that secret? You feel good about it?
Oh yeah, it fit perfectly with what like I wanted to do. He's a folk hero background, so like he kind of like goes town to town, helping out wherever he can. He's just trying to fit in. He's trying to find his other home, not his Yeti home anymore.
And what happened with your parents? Do you know, like with your character?
So I left it very vague, where like he was just abandoned, like he was just left, and the whole lore behind that is the Tabaxi named their character, or they named their characters off like events or like things that happened to them, kind of like the Native Americans with like, like Strong Tree or something like that.
Right.
I don't know. So his Tabaxi name is Forgotten Snow because he was left behind.
Oh yeah, that's great. That'll be really
And
great.
I'm actually gonna have it. So he's eventually gonna learn Draconic. So I'm gonna have him. So you know how like when you learn a language, you usually learn how to say your name or whatever.
Right.
So I'm gonna have on his bow. It's gonna be written in Draconic, like because that's all he knows is Forgotten Snow.
Right. And you said he has like a little trinket, right? Like what is
yes.
it? A
A necklace with a shard of a dragon tooth on it. So he's
Alright.
obsessed with dragons. Which
Is
why
that
he's
like?
going-
Is there anything about that dragon tooth? Does he believe it's something from an encounter or what?
That was like the only thing he has that would tie him to his parents.
Okay.
Like, so like whenever he was born, whenever he was raised, they were like, "This is all we found you with. Is this necklace?" So
Right.
nobody knows. He doesn't know, but he's attached to it because it's the only thing he has.
So he could think it's either like a dragon's responsible for his parents' death, or his parents had some kind of relationship with dragons, or whatever, which is something he wouldn't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, if there's not anything else you want to say, can you actually get Dustin back in here? Because I didn't roll for a trinket for him. I wanted to roll for a trinket for him.
Yep, I'll get him right in there.
All right, cool. And now we'll go ahead and pull up the roll tables. And we are going to roll for a trinket. Let's see. Sorry for the silence. I'm going to try to keep on filling all this dead space.
Dustin stepped out for a second.
It's okay. Well, if someone else over there in the other room is ready to start talking about that character, just send one of them on in, all right?
All right.
So we'll see who pops up. Here we go. Icewind Dale Trinkets. All right, so you're gonna have to set your video again. All right.
Yeah.
So we have Riley now. Can you so do you want to say a little bit about your character? Maybe a character name, something about the background, and then we'll discuss the secret after that. It might be part of it with the secret.
My character was born in Targos, one of the towns that's a part of 10 towns. I'm gonna go look up the name real quick, but
the speaker name?
Yeah, what is it? It's
his name is Nerth Maxildanar.
All right.
If you open up your secret in the player journals, I wrote it in there. Yeah, I said I can just tell him right now. I said you were picked as a sacrifice to Auril by the town of Targos.
Mm-hmm.
You're convinced that the lottery was rigged, and want to take down the corruption of Speaker Nerth Maxildanar. You would also have a brand of the symbol of Auril that is a diamond with a snowflake in the center on your back. We're going to say that's the process of the sacrifice. They brand the person, leave them out in the snow without any warm clothing to die. And I'm giving you like a boon, and that is that you have the halfling trait Lucky. I don't know if we can add that on D&D Beyond or something. It's not the feat. It's the trait.
Yeah, I know. It's
right.
like a halfling's like trait.
Right. So when you roll a 1, like a natural 1, you can re-roll. Yeah. Which 1 out of 20 times, it's not bad, So.
One other thing I want to mention about my character.
Go ahead.
I believe it was rigged because about a year ago when the sacrifices started, I was very outspoken, about stopping them. Believing that we could just use the fish supply of our town because we're one of the largest fishing towns in 10 towns. But Nerth, he has his pocket in every single fisherman's business.
Yeah. So what you would know as a person who lives in Targos is that Nerth Maxildanar is kind of a shady speaker.
Yeah, he's a shady character, and when I was suggesting and when my protests were gaining steam that we should just instead of selling fish off for profit, we should just use them instead as the sacrifice, as like a food sacrifice instead of people. But that would cut into his bottom line, and being the town speaker, he was able to rig the random sacrifice selection to get rid of me.
Get rid of you. Yeah. So the basic idea for everyone listening, every one of the 10, well, first off, the 10 towns, if you combine them all together, it's like the size of a city, I would say. That's the basic idea. The 10 towns is one city, but spread out across a bunch of towns, all anywhere from, say 2 miles to, I think, 10 miles apart, I think is the furthest 2 of them are from each other at one point. It doesn't sound like a lot in D&D travel, but when you add in the harsh climate, it's suddenly pretty far, and then communication wouldn't be very good across all the towns. Now, currently in the campaign, which we'll explain, but it's not really a spoiler. The idea is that for the last 2 years, the Icewind Dale has not seen sunlight, and for only 4 hours a day is there even dim light to even see. And for 2 years of that, it's really taking a toll on the economies of all these towns. And what they think is if they make sacrifices to the goddess Auril, maybe she'll show some mercy and end this everlasting winter. Now, the very large towns like was it Targos, East Haven,
Bryn Shander, I think,
and Bryn Shander. Yeah, those are the 3 big towns, anywhere from like 500 to 1,000 each. Because they have enough resources, what they do for a sacrifice is a human sacrifice. The smaller towns will sacrifice food instead, because they can't afford to sacrifice, people who can help them stay alive. And then the smallest towns who just can't even give up the food would sacrifice warmth. Where so for a night every month they would not have fire to keep them warm. So that's the basic idea of why this whole background kind of came into play. So what's your character's name again?
You know, I was in the middle of trying to figure
So you're
that
gonna
out.
come up with a name still. You're gonna
Yeah,
come
I'm
up
still
with a
coming
name.
up with a name right now.
But you are a human, right?
I am a human.
And
And
what's
I was
your
thinking like
class
something pretty
again?
basic, I would think, if I'm born in Targos.
Yeah, yeah. So what's your class again? I'm sorry.
I'm a druid.
Druid. All right. And do you kind of have an idea where you're gonna go with that?
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go wildfire druid.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think that makes sense for the character because there's an eternal winter that's been going on for 2 years, and
Right.
obviously, my character wants to stop that and save his town and
Right.
make sure all the people stop getting sacrificed.
That
And so
burning
part of that
flaming
is getting
heart
rid of
will
the
save
winter.
Icewind Dale. Yes.
Yeah. So I think my character would be naturally inclined to gravitate towards fire.
Uh-huh. And yeah, so and then your boon would be the lucky trait. So
Mhm.
so you feel pretty good about that? You just have to find a name and then we
Yeah.
can flesh out, maybe we'll flesh out the background a little more in between now and the next
Mhm.
session. But you feel pretty good about that?
Yeah, I feel
Okay, the
pretty
last thing I wanted to do is have everyone roll for a trinket.
good. Okay.
So I'm going to pull up a roll table. And let me see if I can share this with you so you can actually do the roll. So if I go to configure permissions, I'll make everyone an owner. Okay. If you go, did Icewind Dale Trinkets thing pop up for you in the roll tables section?
In the rule table?
Roll tables. It would
Roll
be
table.
next. It would be to the right of journal entries.
To the right of journal entries. Icewind Dale.
It'll say rollable
Icewind Dale
tables.
trinkets? Yeah, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So you can go
Okay.
ahead and click that, and then you would click roll, and then we're gonna give you a random trinket, and you're gonna work it into your background somehow.
Cool. Oh, there's the roll button. I was just looking for
On the
it.
bottom right, yeah.
Okay. I
Oh,
got a small illustrated book with
Book of
pages
Northlander
missing.
myths that has pages missing. Okay, well we'll read about that and find it. Oh, Northlander myths. I think Northlander is that the. No, maybe it's not. Well, we'll figure out what that is.
Okay.
Or we'll make it up. But yeah, so if you want, I don't know if there's a way to add that trinket into D&D Beyond or not. You're which character are you on here? Halogen 35's character. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's a way we can go ahead and edit that and get that. Are you going to take the optional class features? I see it.
I did. Yeah. Did it come up? Because I was having trouble.
didn't.
It
Oh, I have a
didn't.
name too.
Yeah. I thought of a name. I was just
Oh, okay.
thinking of one.
Let me
I'm
go.
still in the editor right now. So
Okay, for some reason it's showing.
what about now?
Let's see. I just want to make sure everything's correct on here. If I go and edit it, it's showing that you have access to Homebrew, Magic the Gathering. Let me just turn those off.
Yeah.
And then I'm not seeing optional class features. Let me turn that on for you. And okay, cool. And you got a picture there.
I was talking about the human variant rule. The optional.
Oh, okay. No, I was giving you the
Oh,
option.
okay. I see what you
I
mean.
mean, you don't have to do it, but just so you have it if you want to. Looks like you got your background and stuff. So if we go to equipment, let me see if there's a spot for, yeah, other possessions. We're going to add a personal possession. And I guess we'll just cut and paste whatever that is. Or if you can just add it in yourself, that would be
Yeah, I can do
useful.
it myself.
Okay. Well, then you'll just go ahead and add the Northlander Myths book with the pages missing. And I think you're pretty good to go. So, if Dustin's in there, send him back real quick.
Yeah.
We'll get him a trinket,
I'll
and
send
then we'll
him.
bring someone else in. All right. Just waiting on Dustin or someone else. Ah, there he is. Dustin.
What's going on?
All right. I forgot to roll your trinket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you go to the top right in Foundry where it says rollable tables, it's right to the right of journal entries. You should see an Icewind Dale trinket section. Go ahead and click on that, And on the bottom, you'll click roll. All right, so what do we get? Let's see. So you have a scrimshaw handled ink pen with black runic designs along its length. So maybe you were using this to record your pirate journals.
Yep.
I don't know,
Down.
but we'll find a way to work that into your background, all right? So I don't know if it's easy for you to cut and paste, or if you just want to write it, copy it and put it in D&D Beyond. But if you go into the character builder on D&D Beyond, on the last
How do I? Can I just put that in my character? Or
I don't know. I don't think so, no.
I'm trying to.
No. So what you'll have to do is go to your character on D&D Beyond, and under the equipment section on the bottom, it says other possessions, and then you'll click add possessions, and then just write in the scrimshaw handled ink pen thing.
Let's see, go to edit.
You see it?
Equipment.
All the way to
said
the
add
bottom.
Items.
Yeah, and then you'll just either cut and paste if you can. I don't know, it might not let you. You might just have to hand write it in. But if you can go ahead and do that, and then that was it. That's all I needed you for. And then you can go ahead and send in the next person. And we can...
Grimshaw.
Yeah. Well, you can do this while I'm talking to the next person. So if you want, just go ahead and switch Discord channels and send someone else on. We'll see who comes up next. I think it's just one left, right? That's Chris. Let's see what his character's up to. Ah, there he is. Oh, wasn't it? I wonder if there's a way to change the screenshot to fill the whole thing under video chat. Or is it always just going to be a circle like that, I think?
I don't know how to do that.
I'll have to figure that out, just so... Yeah. Anyway, so have you had a chance to think more about your character since we talked earlier today?
Yeah.
All right. And did you want to introduce your character? Say a little bit about your character, where he's from, what his name is, all that good stuff.
All right, my character's name is Tobias. He is a clone of a wizard of Thay that I'm still, excuse me, that I'm still a bit unaware about.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a spell singer, and I know that's typically like more reserved for elves.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking, since he's a clone, there could be some kind of weird arcane thing where maybe they added in some elvish crap or something. I don't know.
Right.
I just want to try this out, and I have to be the human because of.
Yeah, the idea is if we're cloning you after someone, it just, as far as the adventure is concerned, it kind of made sense to have you be a clone of that person, because that's like the only wizard in the storyline, really.
Hopefully people aren't like, oh, well, he's not an elf, so what's going on?
This was going to be fun. You don't know what people are going to know about you or think you are. It could get pretty shady. It could get pretty hairy, actually. So this is why you'll want to keep it secret.
Yeah, exactly. I assume the wizard does way different things than that, but I'll learn more about him later.
It doesn't matter. I mean, the idea, if you're a clone, it doesn't mean you're going to have every ability that he had,
That would be
stupid. You would just look like him. But you wouldn't sound like him when you spoke. I mean, maybe your voice would phonate in the same way, but the way you talk would be different, The way you walk would be different, the way you carry yourself. So
the thing I'm caught up on is like why they cloned this dude.
Well, that would be, you'd want to know why, right?
Yeah.
And
I guess that's something to figure out.
Well, it's something you might learn in the course of the adventure,
Right.
And it would be something that's pushing you forward. Because The secret is that you want to find whoever you've been cloned, whoever the original is, and kill him, right?
Yeah, that's what the boon is.
That's the basic thing. Well, no, the boon is not
Well, I
going to be
think it's.
is not going to be revealed yet. The good thing about it will not be revealed yet.
Oh,
The,
I'm sorry. I was thinking of the opposite of a boon.
yeah, a boon. Yeah, so you're not really going to have a boon or a bane. You kind of will have a boon. Just it might not. It might be one. We'll see. But there is a story element where I think it'll be pretty fun. Because there's characters that might know you or not know you, and
right.
So, but the idea is to
I
keep
have a
it secret. And I mean, obviously, if you're searching for someone that looks like you and on their tracks, you're not going to want someone to know who you are, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I would maybe think about how you're going to dress yourself. Are you going to be constantly hiding your face? Are you going to, that's the kind of stuff you're going to want to role play,
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that too.
There's going to be, you're going to be a very secretive character with this particular secret, but it's going to control everything, which I think could be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm keeping it kind of vague. I'm thinking he kind of just woke up somewhere and with
That's
a few
fine.
little memories in his head.
That's fine too, and then is on the trail of the Red Wizard, of the Wizard of Thay.
Yeah, that's all he can really think about, but he doesn't tell anybody about it.
Right, and who knows, wherever you showed up initially, your earliest memories, maybe you would have found books about the Arcane Brotherhood or something along those lines, and that would give you the knowledge of that. Who do you think you might be a clone of, and why you might be cloned and whatnot.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be like the first thing he would probably do when he woke up is just like read as many books as he could.
Yes. And maybe within the study of where he was cloned, or I don't know. That's something we can kind of work out together. But what's the subclass you said was going to be? What is it again?
It was a Blade Singer.
What's I don't know much about the Blade Singer. I'm gonna have to really do my homework before the next time we play. But what are the special things about that?
So basically, they use a one-handed melee weapon. And
it's a melee caster.
Yeah, basically. You get extra speed. You can do a thing called blade singing.
But are you a wizard?
Yeah.
Druid. No, you're a wizard. Yeah, you are a wizard. Okay.
Yeah, wizard.
Perfect. So you'll have spells and not really much use of cantrips and whatnot.
Yeah, and at second level, you can like activate a blade song, which gives you bonus to AC. It increases your walking speed. It gives you advantage on dexterity. It does a lot of cool stuff.
Right.
Better constitution. At 6th level, you even get an extra attack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you kind of want to say about your character?
I don't know. I was just kind of trying to go for like kind of a cool melee spellcaster, and I figured this would be the best route to go.
All right, awesome. So
and the story's gonna evolve as we go on.
So before we move on, if you go in Foundry to the right of the journal entries section, you'll see rollable tables. Can you click on that?
Right, the journal entry.
Yeah, it's the right of the book on the top right.
Yeah, I'm there.
And under Icewind Dale Trinkets, open that up and go ahead and roll for a trinket.
Okay.
On the bottom right, you'll hit roll.
Roll.
All right. And an expedition log with missing pages and a pressed flower used as a bookmark. Well, that could be interesting. Maybe that would have some information you need.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
So why don't we
Maybe
incorporate that
to the wizard?
Exactly, and we can incorporate that into your background, and that'll be your so the way you'll want to use that. If you go to D&D Beyond to your character builder, and then under the equipment section on the very bottom, it'll say add items. I'm sorry, not items, other possessions. And then you'll click add possessions, and go ahead and add that in there. All right. And also make sure, well, I guess when everyone comes back, make sure you have your cold weather clothing in there in your
Oh
equipment.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Um, Other than that, I think we have kind of enough for what we need to do. Can you go ahead and switch to the other Discord and send them back in over here?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, got some people.
All of us.
All right, just need Dustin up. Yeah, there we go. And everyone put your video on. All right, so everyone I think has a character. Everyone has a trinket. If you don't already, make sure you have your cold weather clothing in your equipment. Does everyone have that too already?
I do not. I don't believe I added that.
Okay, so to add that, you would go to your equipment section and then go to add items. Actually, I can do it for you actually if you want. Let me do that real quick.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah, my campaigns are under Icewind deal. And you're on Henrik Fimbulvetter.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go ahead and add the cold water. It's actually cold weather clothing.
Cold water.
You're gonna be in cold water at some point. I'm gonna
Taxes
add
don't
eyes.
like water.
No, they wouldn't. All right, let's see. Cold weather clothing. There we go. All right, I have it in your equipment now. So, did everyone kind of pick pictures yet? Or character art? You can, what I'd like you to do, if you can, maybe pick something that looks like what you think your character would look like already in D&D Beyond. If not in there, maybe something in one of the books that I have shared. You can just tell me which one it is, and I'll pull it in for you. Because I want to stick to the D&D character art or to D&D art, or if you can find some art online that doesn't have any issues with being used in a stream, we can use that as well. But for the most part, I'm just going to stick to official art just to make things a little easier so we don't get striked for anything. I don't know. I don't know if that works. I don't stream any, really. Dustin would know more than me. So do our characters all look good other than the images and stuff? Do y'all feel good about them?
Could you like pull in an image for me because of the whole thing?
What do you mean?
Here, I'll just DM you.
Okay. So you want to pull it into your character on D&D Beyond?
No.
Or within... I'm confused what you're asking. I'm sorry.
It's because I'm trying to be vague, but I'll just DM
Ah, okay. We're being secretive. I got it. Oh, I know what you need. I know exactly what picture to use too. All right.
you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I know exactly which one, and I will take care of it.
Secrets right out the gate, huh? I like it.
And then for everyone else, I'll just pull them in before the next time we play. You know, we don't really have to do it tonight. That's just gonna take time and have to fill dead space. You know.
Yes.
But other than that, is there anything else y'all want to ask me, or anything else we should probably talk about before we end this session?
I wanted to talk about one thing that happened last time, and I was hoping we could change it.
Okay.
Was like if we get possessed or like taken over or something, can we play as our characters but evil? Like, can we?
Yes,
Okay,
I will
that's
allow
fine.
that because after that happened, this is a couple days after I was reading about how some people may not like the idea of like not having control over their characters. So, yes.
Cool.
But it has to be within the realm of what that character would do as an evil character.
Yeah.
All right. Unless it's something where like I know something about the NPC that you don't know, and then I would need to control it. But I don't think that would be likely to happen.
Sweet. I think that was the only thing that I was like, oh, I wish I would have brought that up last time.
All right. Anything else
yeah,
anyone wants to bring up? Or do we all have kind of like starting locations for our characters as far as like where they would have come from right before the adventure began? I know Dustin does for sure. I know. Well, I guess for Chris, we'll have to talk about that for sure. But I assume the
I
direction
think
you're
we
going to be
figured that
coming
out.
from. Yeah, I assume the
Um,
direction you're going to be coming from.
What was the
Um,
town name again? I can't remember.
the town name
Damn
we're
it.
starting is Bremen.
Ah, yes. It'd be from there then.
Okay, so that's where he would show up immediately from the beginning. Yes, and yeah, that makes sense. He would already be within Bremen at that point. On the yeah. And then let's see. James, you are from Goodmead, was it?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so you're from Goodmead, and you would have reasons for being within Bremen, I assume.
hmm
Maybe try to figure those out, and put it in your
um,
background or something. Or
weren't you saying something about something was going on there? That
um,
would everyone know, or
I'll look
would
through
a
my
word
chats with
gotten
you. We'll
out?
figure it out. We'll figure it out. I don't want to
Okay.
spoil anything just in case. And then for you, Riley, where are you
I
from
would
again?
say
You're from
I'm
Targos.
from
That's right.
Targos,
Yeah, you're from Targos.
so
Yeah. So
I mean
you would
I'm close by, so
we
that could just be
yeah, and we discussed what the timeline and everything with you.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think we're good. I think I have enough. If I have any questions, I'll just send you all some. Oh man, hope my cat didn't do anything. Um, if we have any questions, y'all can just shoot me questions, and if I have anything, I can shoot you questions, and we can get everything set up. But we will be starting in Bremen, which is
I have one thing to say before
yeah,
we head out.
yeah,
That rule you mentioned about not helping someone with their turn or giving suggestions
yeah.
like 6 seconds. I feel like I probably was doing that a lot last campaign.
I don't
So if I
think it became
accidentally
a
do it
huge.
again,
Yeah, I don't think
you
it
can just
became a huge problem at all when we were
yeah.
playing. But I know for me when I play, if someone does that to me, I get a
Yeah,
little
yeah, I get
I
that.
get a little upset.
Because in my other group, we discuss a lot like on what we should do on our turns and stuff. But so if I start doing that, you can just speak up and tell me like
I mean that's
let them
like
do their thing.
okay.
To be
Let's say
truthful,
too
it's
much.
more about putting the rule out there and not like strictly enforcing it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's try to keep to the remains of the. We just
It'll
don't want people
happen.
playing for other
It'll
people.
happen
Yeah.
accidentally, and I get that. But if it starts happening a lot and someone gets upset, that's when it's a problem. So just be aware of it, and if you see you're doing it, try to do it a little less. That doesn't mean y'all can't discuss strategies.
Yeah.
If y'all are in a dungeon or in a certain area and y'all think something's about to happen, y'all can discuss how you want to handle it until you get up to it. That makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna try to keep time when I can, as far as like if y'all are talking for a long time and making noise, then maybe the enemies might hear that. I've definitely done that in previous sessions to other people, which has been fun. Um, so, but other than that, I think we're good. I think we're gonna be in pretty good shape. Everyone here's chill. Everyone kind of has a good idea of how everyone plays. And we're gonna have a lot of fun. So, if there are no more questions, is that it for all y'all?
I think so.
Good.
All right, so I guess we can go ahead and end the stream. So thanks everyone for tuning into our session. The plan is to stream every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern or around that
Eastern.
time. Maybe a little bit later. I don't know if everyone can't get in, but we're going to shoot for 7 p.m. And I don't really want to go any longer than 3 hours per session. If y'all are cool with that, does that sound like a good...
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, that
so
sounds good to me.
if we're at like 2.5 hours and we're coming up to an area that's a big area and we don't want to get started and we want to start that up the next week, might go 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes. But I don't want to go over 3 unless we just need to finish up something quick to finish that.
But we'll usually discuss something like that
Yeah.
before we would get started.
But that's the plan. So, yeah, we're gonna be streaming every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Well, hopefully every Wednesday. I mean, there may be times we have to miss, and that's okay. This is a long campaign. We got a lot of time to finish it. But yeah, and then go about 3 hours. So until next Wednesday, take care, everyone. So I guess we can go ahead and end the stream if
later.
I know how to end it.
Well, hit stop record. And
There we go.
then
Stop record. Stop streaming, right?